We're getting past the stage of the entry level AI stuff. Vertical AI is what's going to be the next thing that really takes over. And today I kind of want to get into some of my predictions and what vertical AI companies and specific sectors are going to dominate. What's up, people? I'm Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to break down these AI sectors, and I got a bunch of notes here. I want to kind of go through sections on this to kind of explain what my perspective is. Now, vertical AI is like the bigger opportunity right now. Like, think of it this way. ChatGPT was the horizontal part. That was really getting us in the door. Like, if you go and ask the average person about anything AI, they know the basics of ChatGPT. That's probably it. Maybe Claude, maybe Gemini, but nothing past that. And this is no shot against them or anything. I just think that a lot of us in this like technology / startup space, we have a lot of knowledge on this stuff because we're in it every day, whether it's on your Twitter feed or LinkedIn, or I'm doing interviews about it all the time, events. It's an influx nonstop of how much it's changed and how much it progresses nonstop. Other people aren't in it like that. So we're moving on from phase one, right? And I think most people will probably stay at phase one of like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, like the basics for a very long time. Right. There's a reason why they have it's a $400 billion market opportunity right now across healthcare, legal, logistics, construction, manufacturing. It's so many sectors that have not been touched by AI, but ChatGPT is the entry level for a lot of people. Now, some of the examples of vertical AI are like Harvey AI. This is something that specifically was built by former lawyers, and it helps lawyers do their job. Like, I watched the episode and the guy was explaining, like, we would literally have to have buckets and boxes. Like, you remember watching Suits, they would have boxes and boxes of documents around the room, and they would be up all night reading through these things. Now they can take all of that stuff, put it into AI, and get the answer out quickly. It just saves them a ton of time, right? That's one sector that's going to be just insanely changed by the AI movement. Hippocratic AI is something that's happening in the healthcare space. This is helping with clinical workflows and all of that stuff. We are not at the phase, people, where you walk into the doctor's office and it's a robot there. We're not there yet. Relax. We're not there. But AI is going to be something in healthcare that helps a lot of doctors. It helps the physicians. It helps the people who are trying to help you get better. It's going to help them do their job a lot easier, a lot faster, more efficiently. And then we got Parallel Logistics, right? This is a company that uses AI in the logistics space, right? This is freight forwarding, and they use a lot of data, and it's just not generic anymore. Like, these are just a couple examples of what's happening in AI in specific industries. When I say vertical, that means a specific industry is going to be affected by this specific company. So I want to get into some of the top 5 vertical AI companies that I'm seeing right now and how it's going to change the world. So first on this list, we got Copilot. Copilot is an AI assistant. This is literally a worker right beside you, and it does a lot of stuff with you. It is one of the best tools ever. If you work a lot online and virtual stuff like consulting and all of that, and if you work on a computer nonstop, bro, it's one of the best things ever because it just takes those little things you might forget or it just takes long to do, and it does it for you. And it doesn't take it hours and hours to do like it will take you. It takes minutes, if that. Like, most of the time, it just moves really fast. So the thing with the Copilot is this is one of those things that's a lot of different companies making different Copilots. And the strengths are it's really easy to sell. It's very clear ROI. Like, I know what I'm getting if I buy a Copilot assistant. You know what I'm saying? It's fast to deploy. Now, some of the downsides is the lower switching costs. It's going to be a commodity really fast because it's so many. Like, with the AI meeting stuff right now, you got Gemini, you have Granola is a really popular one. It's just a ton of these things that are popping up because they're super easy. Once you learn how to make it, you just duplicate that and you can keep going. So that's kind of a downside. And you got to think about this outside of just a basic entry level process, right? Because I'm talking about consulting, because that's where I use it a lot, working with different founders and even some of the investors I work with. But now there are other ways that this is being used. It's nuance. This is healthcare documentation. Think about that. Think about how much healthcare is going to be changed. Like, we always make jokes about the cure for cancer and stuff like that. I think we're really close to a lot of this stuff now. Like, AI makes it to where we can move so much faster than humans have ever been able to throughout our history. It's just everything is easier. And healthcare is going to be huge with that. Case text is another legal research tool. It's going to help lawyers do their jobs a lot faster. So Copilot is one of the tools that you're going to see a lot of different versions of this, but it's one great one because it can be used across a lot of different sectors. The next one is workflow automation. This is something I personally use myself, where when I meet somebody at an event or I run into a founder, we shake hands, they can go to one link and put in one little thing, and there's a whole workflow that happens after that. It's a bunch of automations. And I'm talking stuff past the entry level, like Zapier. It's like really high level stuff happening based on their answers in a survey, different things like that. It's game changing. So what is workflow automation? This is an AI company will replace an entire workflow from end to end. Right? All the manual stuff is taking out, where you don't have to do anything. It just does all of it by itself. And it's really valuable across most sectors because there are a lot of tasks that we've been doing as humans that we don't really need to do anymore because we can just have AI do it. Now, some of the strengths of this is it's really high value capture. It's really, really useful. It's also a system of records. So when you put something in this system, it keeps that information. Now you don't have to worry about what you put in or did you forget this or that. You can easily look and see what you put in to start this whole automation. And it's very sticky because if you have a company that uses this tool for their workflows, you don't want to get out of that. I know for me, once it takes me so long to set up a good workflow. Once I set it up, it's really hard to switch that. It'll take me a lot to change that. And a lot of companies don't want to make that move. Now, on the flip side, there are some downsides to this. The sales cycle is not going to be something that's overnight. This is an enterprise offer. It's going to cost more money. It's going to take some time. It'll take some weeks and some months for sure. And the integrations can be a little complex because it's so many tools working with other tools. I'm not going to get into AI agents right now. We're going to stick to this. But that's where it can get complicated. That's the truth, and then the change in management. If you bring somebody else in, they don't know this workflow. That's really hard. Now you got to teach them this. How long does that take? A couple weeks, a couple months. So there are some downsides and some examples. Ironclad, contract lifestyle management, right? Think about this. Contracts and all of the processes that come with that, it's all done in this one tool, really, really fast, end to end. It's not a bunch of stops along the way. It just makes everything easier. A bridge is clinical documentation automation, just another way that all of this stuff is changing the world, bro. And I hope the average person can watch at least a section of this video to understand how AI is actually going to be helpful for us. Stop thinking robots. That's not what this is. This is not robots. We're not, there are some robots being developed. I'm not going to say there aren't, but it's so much more that's happening that will actually benefit you as just an average person. That's what I want us to focus on. Another vertical AI tool will be data extraction and intelligence. This is huge. This pulls insight from unstructured data. So imagine you just got a stack full of papers, right? And you got to go through, your boss told you, hey, before you go home, go through all these papers and find this information. And you have literally 10,000 pages to look through. Just imagine how exhausting that is. Now AI is taking that information and sifting through it for you really, really fast. Simple stuff. This is why I'm so for AI and the advancement of it, because it's doing a lot of jobs and making a lot of people's lives easier. The person you were going to have do that before still has the same job. They just have an easier time doing that job. It's helping them do it faster. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. Now, the strength here is it's very clear what a value add is with this type of thing, right? Where we extract the data from this chaos of information that you have. You don't really have to explain a lot of that. The ROI here is quantifiable. You're going to save X amount of time. We get this job done in X amount of hours versus weeks, days or weeks or months even. You know what I'm saying? When you're selling this, it'll be really easy to sell. And this is a technical moat thing, because with the company that has this tool that can extract the data really fast like this, they're going to dominate the other companies who don't have this tool. You move a light speed faster than them. They can't keep up. It's impossible to. So I want to give some examples of this. Primer, this is construction blueprint analysis. If you don't know about construction blueprints, they have to do a lot of this stuff and go through it and do a bunch of checks, and it's a lot. And now you can have the AI tool help you with this and find the gaps and find what's wrong and all of those different things. And then there are some weaknesses here, because once you set up data extraction and intelligence, it's hard to move it from one use case to the next. If you train this thing to go into these documents and find the problem here, that's what it's going to do. It's going to do a very specific task. And so to switch it from there to something else, that could be a problem, right? And it's hard to expand this product beyond its core feature. If you sell me this thing as data extraction, I'm not looking at it as anything else. You might try to add other things on, but that's all it is for me. So that's a downside. But again, I still think it's obviously super valuable for any company. Then we have AI native platforms. And I got to rant on this one a little bit because there are a lot of startups out there who are calling themselves AI native and AI platforms, but they really are not. AI native means the entire vertical platform is AI from the ground up. AI is the core tool and it's everything. And so the benefit here is fast distribution. You have leverage of existing platforms. Like you don't have to start from scratch. We already have a ton of AI tools out there. So you're kind of building on top of that. And then you can be category defined. You can focus on being AI native for a specific vertical. Like I said, construction or healthcare, all of these different sectors, you can focus on being the AI native platform for that specific space. Like think of just one specific type of AI tool for a specific type of customer, really, really focused. Now, kind of the strength here is the network effect. Once one person in this industry, in this sector, in this space start using your tool and it becomes the go-to, it's hard to get people out of that. You become the go-to. Like it's hard to replace you. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, I think you still have the first movers advantage for at least the next year, maybe, but it's moving so fast. You just never know with this one, man. You got super high margins because people are essentially paying with using the tool. They pay with tokens and stuff like that. So your cost isn't going to be crazy high because AI is doing all the work. You don't have to pay a bunch of employees and all of that stuff. You have a massive advantage here. The hard part is this is really hard to build. It's not something that's super easy. It's going to take a long time to get to market as well because it's really capital intensive. You need money to put into this, to build it, to have the right engineers. I think obviously you do that market research, understand the problem that you're solving, how you're solving it to really build that model. But if you can build an AI native platform, you can dominate. Some example of this is like Jasper. This is a content marketing platform, right? You specifically use it to write content. I've used it. I remember like the day Jasper came out, I was writing first in line. Like it's amazing because it's one of the few AI tools that helps you write AI, but it doesn't sound like AI, and you don't have to tell it not to sound like AI. That's what makes it so good. And then you also have Writer, which is an enterprise content platform. At the higher level, it's helping people make quality content. So these platforms already exist. So for you to break in now, it'll be a little harder. But again, this is a sector I think is going to blow up. Now let's talk about the intelligence layer. This is when AI sits on top of existing software without replacing it. And so, for example, it's a tool called Glean, where it's enterprise across different tools. It searches across different tools. You have Cohere, which adds AI to a database. My personal favorite one I use is Airtable. Airtable now has AI integrated within their platform. It is a game changer. It's when I had Airtable, it was hard to use because you can have a document where it's like 5,000 records, and yeah, you can go and search through and highlight, and you had this feature and this and that. But now I can have one like project and then have multiple tables within that project, multiple forms. I have all kind of stuff connected inside this one project. And I go to the AI tool and I say, hey, find me this to match with this. And then AI will find matches and it works so fast. Oh my God. It blows my mind that we have this kind of stuff now. We are literally living in the future. Like the good thing about this is you have fast distribution, right? You can leverage an existing platform. You already have subscribers, already have users, and you just enhance what you're already doing. That's all Airtable did is I'm already using Airtable to collect data and information on people and different things. And now I can literally use AI to connect all of this stuff together. Like it's a game changer, man. Now the weakness here is there's a platform risk. You have dependency. I've seen some tools where when ChatGPT was down because they use it on their platform was down. So that is a downside. If you integrate one of them and you work with them, when they go down, you go down and you gotta just ride the wave, which it's tough. I understand it's tough, but I think it's important to still add this in. And the intelligence layer, I think, is a way a lot of companies can get into this vertical AI space without starting from scratch. Like, just find a way to add it into what you're already doing. And then a big thing here is be honest with that. Like, don't say we're AI native platform. No, you're not. You have an intelligence layer. And that's not bad. Like, it's not a bad thing if you only have the intelligence layer because that's still useful. Like, that's still incredible. Me, I'm telling you, I use it every single day with Airtable. This sounds like an ad for Airtable. I promise it's not, but it's just that damn good. So these are the different vertical AI companies. I'll do another video kind of breaking down which ones I think will win and how to really get into this space if you're a founder and if you're an investor, the kind of company you should be focusing on. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the newsletter, nextroundready.vc, in the description box below. I'm Chris, and I will see you next time.